Behold this colossal aircraft carrier, valued at a staggering $13.20 billion, a figure so immense it's hard to wrap your head around. Dubbed a war machine, it strikes fear into the hearts of nations worldwide. Wherever it docks, the entire military landscape can shift in an instant. Present in the Mediterranean Sea amid escalating tensions between Israel and Hamas, the USS Gerald R. Ford unmistakably signals the United States' stance on this volatile conflict. It's been nearly 20 years since the first whispers of the USS Gerald R. Ford surfaced, and even now, wherever this colossal vessel sails, it commands the attention of the press and captivates readers worldwide. So what makes this supercarrier so extraordinary? Is there a deeply guarded secret yet to be unveiled, or does this ship truly wield destructive power so formidable that even military giants like Russia or China tread carefully in its presence? All the answers are about to be revealed. The USS Gerald R. Ford, CVN-78, christened in honor of America's 38th president, a man who served in the Navy during World War II aboard the light aircraft carrier USS Monterey in the Pacific Theater. Construction of CVN-78 kicked off in 2007 and wrapped up by January 2013, with a workforce of 19,000 pouring their expertise into the project. The ship was crafted under the stewardship of Northrop Grumman's shipyard in Newport News, Virginia. I'm certain that if you follow military news or keep up with recent conflicts, you've undoubtedly come across or heard whispers about the colossal aircraft carrier known as the USS Gerald R. Ford, CVN-78. From the moment the U.S. government announced its construction in 2007, it ignited a firestorm of excitement, dominating headlines across the globe in countless languages. This alone speaks volumes about the world's fascination with this extraordinary warship. Before the Ford-class carriers emerged, the U.S. Navy's Nimitz-class aircraft carriers commanded immense respect, leaving a profound mark on military battlefields. Yet, compared to the groundbreaking advancements of the Ford class, the Nimitz has somewhat faded from the spotlight, with media and experts shifting their admiration. The prevailing sentiment is that whenever CVN-78 enters a conflict zone, the USS Gerald R. Ford arrives, and the battlefield's dynamics shift. As CNN's Oren Lieberman aptly put it, the USS Gerald R. Ford doesn't need to fire a single shot. Its mere presence changes everything. So, what exactly does the USS Gerald R. Ford have in its arsenal? Stretching 335 meters in length, towering 76 meters in height, and weighing a staggering 100,000 tons, the USS Gerald R. Ford is a behemoth brimming with cutting-edge technology and the most advanced designs of our era. Often likened to a mobile military base at sea, this vessel is equipped with everything necessary to sustain thousands of naval personnel, ready to plunge into any fierce conflict raging across the globe at a moment's notice. Initially, the contract between the U.S. Navy and Northrop Grumman's shipyard was valued at $5.1 billion. But as production unfolded, that figure ballooned exponentially, nearly 2.5 times over. The final price tag, a jaw-dropping $13.2 billion, crowned the USS Gerald R. Ford as the world's most expensive ship to date. This monumental investment underscores a transformative leap, cementing CVN-78 as an enduring symbol of American naval supremacy, nearly untouchable on the high seas. This also underscores the remarkable advancements of the Ford class over the Nimitz, not just in design but also through the integration and addition of innovative features within the ship's compartments. Together, these enhancements craft an image of the USS Gerald R. Ford as an invincible force on the seas. According to reports, the Ford class boasts 23 significant upgrades over its Nimitz predecessor. These enhancements prioritize a sleeker exterior while advancing smarter, more automated systems. This makes the Ford leaner yet far more formidable. By optimizing space, particularly on the flight deck, the ship facilitates seamless coordination of combat and control operations. Notably, the deck can support the simultaneous operation of up to 95 military aircraft and helicopters. Among the fighter jets deployed on the ship are the stealthy, supersonic, and lethal F-35C Lightning II, alongside the F-15 and A-10 Warthog, as well as cutting-edge unmanned attack drones, UAVs. The synergy of close combat jets and reconnaissance or autonomous strike UAVs delivers unparalleled flexibility, amplifying both air superiority and long-range combat effectiveness. Beyond this, the USS Gerald R. Ford is equipped with state-of-the-art automation systems, radar arrays, electromagnetic aircraft launch systems, and an advanced electrical grid, all built on the latest technology. These groundbreaking improvements allow the U.S. Navy to drastically reduce the number of crew members needed on board. As reported, automation has eliminated the need for 900 sailors, conserving national resources while achieving unprecedented efficiency for a military vessel. This aircraft carrier is also the first of its kind to be powered by nuclear energy, shattering every limitation previously faced by the Navy. According to disclosed information, the nuclear power aboard the USS Gerald R. Ford is sufficient to sustain the ship through hundreds of battles spanning decades. Delving deeper into this nuclear energy source, the U.S. Navy refers to it as the heart of the vessel, a testament to its critical importance and the confidence placed in it. The ship houses two nuclear reactors, known as Bechtel shells of 1B, capable of generating a staggering 700 megawatts of power, enough, remarkably, to supply electricity to a small American city. To speak of the USS Gerald R. Ford without highlighting its defense systems would be a glaring oversight. After all, its reputation as an impregnable warship is no accident. The phalanx CIWS forms the backbone of its fearsome arsenal, serving as the ship's central defensive hub. This includes two RIM-162 surface-to-air missile launchers, two RIM-116 close-range missile launchers, three automated phalanx CIWS cannons, and four M2 12.7 mm machine guns. For electronic warfare, the Ford is outfitted with two cutting-edge multifunction active electronically scanned array radars, the AN/CESPI-3 and AN/CESPI-4. All these features make the Ford as the most resilient aircraft carrier in the world. This reputation was further solidified when the U.S. Navy conducted a direct bombing test on the ship in 2021, unleashing an explosive force equivalent to 40,000 pounds of TNT, akin to the impact of a torpedo or ballistic missile attack. The results proved the ship sustained no significant damage or instability. It stood firm, delighting its admirers and affirming their long-held confidence. Turning to the ship's internal structure, the USS Gerald R. Ford is equipped with massive elevators capable of hoisting 65-ton aircraft, seamlessly and precisely transporting fighter jets and weapons from deep within the hull to the flight deck. Even in the heat of battle, these elevators operate flawlessly, delivering ammunition and combat equipment from the ship's storage compartments to the deck with unmatched efficiency. A standout feature revolutionizing the system is EMLS, the electromagnetic aircraft launch system, which harnesses raw electrical power to catapult fighter jets into the sky with pinpoint accuracy. No steam, no waste, just pure kinetic energy. Faster and safer, with launches spaced just 45 seconds apart, the Ford can deploy aircraft even under relentless attack. This underscores the ship's dynamic combat versatility, excelling in both close and long-range engagements, whether on the offensive or defensive, ensuring it dominates the battlefield. Whether firing long-range AGM-158C anti-ship missiles, deploying the Murder Hornet configuration, or dropping precision quick-stick smart bombs, this aircraft carrier can end a conflict before it even ignites. Beyond warfare, the Ford is also equipped to evacuate civilians and provide humanitarian aid when called upon. All the features described above showcase the raw power of the Ford, yet the intangible strength that truly sets it apart from every warship before it lies not merely in its firepower but largely in its psychological edge. When the USS Gerald R. Ford is mentioned, no matter how intense the conflict, pre-existing strategies and plans can abruptly unravel or shift the moment CVN-78 edges closer to the theater of war. The reason is clear. Adversaries recognize the near-certain risk of defeat in its presence, silently acknowledging the formidable combat prowess the Ford has demonstrated to the world. CVN-78 doesn't need to drop bombs to sway a conflict. Its radar sees farther, its fighter jets launch faster, its network responds in milliseconds, and its mere presence compels enemies to either retreat or face the prospect of being overwhelmed. As General James Mattis once remarked, sometimes presence itself is the strategy. If deterrence fails, the Ford is there to finish what diplomacy could not. The USS Gerald R. Ford CVN-78 is never a lone giant on the open water, despite what images might imply. Trailing this behemoth is an elite, cutting-edge support fleet, the U.S. Navy's finest, ready to act on orders and execute strategies from CVN-78. Known as Carrier Strike Group 12, CSG-12, this formation is led by the USS Gerald R. Ford, its commanding flagship. USS Normandy, a guided missile cruiser and the strategic linchpin of the group's firepower, often recognized as the first to unleash volleys in joint simulated drills. Armed with the Aegis Combat System and a Vertical Launch System (VLS), the Normandy can deploy Tomahawk cruise missiles, Standard missiles, and anti-submarine missiles with a range surpassing 1,000 miles. It can obliterate enemy radar stations, airfields, and command hubs before adversaries even sense the threat. USS Ramage, likened to a celestial guardian, the Ramage serves as the fleet's vigilant eyes and swift reflexes thanks to its rapid and precise target detection. Equipped with the A/SPY-1D radar, advanced sonar, and a combat suite featuring SM-2, SM-6, and ESSM missiles, it dominates in anti-air warfare, AAW, and ballistic missile defense. Its multi-frequency radar network can spot and neutralize airborne threats from dozens of miles away, syncing near-instant responses with other ships in the group. The range is also crucial in shepherding the fleet through choke points like the Suez Canal and the Strait of Hormuz, where anti-ship missile dangers are most acute. USS McFall DDG-74, nicknamed the Silent Hunter, this Arleigh Burke-class destroyer Flight 2A, is a versatile multitasker excelling in anti-submarine warfare (ESW), surface warfare (ASUW), and land strikes. It carries VLS tubes, torpedo launchers, anti-submarine missiles, and a landing pad for the MH-60R Seahawk helicopter. The McFall thrives in coastal combat, leveraging superior maneuverability and advanced sonar to detect and destroy stealthy diesel submarines near enemy shores with surgical precision. USS Thomas Hudner, among the most advanced destroyers in the upgraded Flight 2A series, this ship marries proven technology with groundbreaking advancements, including cyber defense, AI-assisted threat detection, and integrated smart radar systems. Fitted with the state-of-the-art ASPY-6 radar, the Hudner can track multiple threats simultaneously: ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, and aircraft. This radar also connects with early warning aircraft like the E-2D Hawkeye to boost long-range detection. The USS Thomas Hudner often acts as a data conduit and command relay, stealthily managing drones, pulling data from satellites, and mapping electromagnetic threats in real time. CSG-12 is the U.S. Navy's most sophisticated carrier strike group, wielding multi-domain combat prowess through integrated radar, weaponry, air, undersea, and cyber capabilities. Regularly deployed to flashpoints like the Middle East and Europe, it strengthens allies while projecting a formidable deterrent to adversaries. Since its commissioning in 2013, the USS Gerald R. Ford has embarked on numerous voyages across vast oceans from the North Atlantic to the Mediterranean. Each journey has been driven by clear intent and purpose, particularly aimed at amplifying U.S. influence. Most notably, in 2023, amid heightened tensions in the Mediterranean due to the Israel-Hamas conflict, the USS Gerald R. Ford significantly bolstered its presence in this volatile hotspot. May 2023, deployed to the Mediterranean Sea. August 2023, participated in the Sage Wolverine exercise in the Mediterranean alongside NATO forces. October 2023, following Hamas's attack on Israel, Carrier Strike Group 12, CSG-12, was dispatched to the eastern Mediterranean to strengthen regional deterrence. December 2023, continued operations in the eastern Mediterranean, supporting Israel, conducting joint exercises with the USS Dwight D. Eisenhower, and intercepting drones and missiles launched from Yemen. From the outset, the USS Gerald R. Ford's missions have been guided by a clear objective. Without firing a single missile or launching an attack, its presence reverberates across the region, delivering a powerful message. With everything laid out above, it's crystal clear why the USS Gerald R. Ford stands as the most costly and formidable warship in naval history to date. It possesses everything an aircraft carrier could need, and then some, pushing far beyond adequacy to achieve unparalleled excellence and modernity. From its nuclear reactors to stealth fighter jets and the capacity to deploy 95 aircraft, it elicits a global wow with every appearance. But let's be clear, CVN-78 wasn't built solely to destroy enemies or defend itself. Its true purpose is to shape the battlefield before the first shot is fired, or to reshape the dynamics of a conflict at its most critical moment. Today, warfare extends beyond traditional armed clashes. It unfolds quietly through economic sanctions, cyber attacks, proxy forces, and covert operations. In this complex landscape, the USS Gerald R. Ford transcends its role as a combat platform. It's a strategic icon, influencing diplomacy, psychology, and politics through its mere presence. In this era of subtle escalation, the USS Gerald R. Ford emerges as something far greater than a fighting platform. It's the ultimate strategic signal, a force that shapes diplomacy, psychology, and politics just by being there. In East Asia, it counters China's growing naval ambitions. In the Arctic, it challenges Russia's strategic dominance. In the Middle East, it deters Iran's aggression and stabilizes volatile flashpoints. Equipped with advanced multiband radar, ALUNT sensors, and state-of-the-art jamming systems, the Ford doubles as a floating intelligence hub. In sensitive operations, it has disrupted enemy communications in the Mediterranean and Red Sea, jammed drone attacks originating from Iran, tracked unidentified submarines approaching undersea telecom cables, provided direct support to special forces in high-risk missions. USS Gerald R. Ford is a masterpiece of the defense industry in an increasingly complex security environment, said Rear Admiral James Downey, the Navy's Program Executive Officer for Aircraft Carriers. It's safe to say the U.S. military takes immense pride in the USS Gerald R. Ford, a symbol of military might that shatters any adversary's hopes of turning the tide. Its arrival in any region sends an immediate message, putting neighboring nations on notice. This is the information we've gathered about the USS Gerald R. Ford, the world's largest aircraft carrier. If you're intrigued by military and political news, subscribe to our channel for the latest analyses and updates from experts. Don't forget to share your thoughts on the topics covered in this video.